Well, we're about to record. There we go. Okay, so please keep yourself on mute. We're going to go 10 minutes and we'll do Q&A afterward. Put your cell phones on off or on mute so you don't get distracted by the beeps, buzzers, and bells. So let's see, I got to push a button here. Okay. So last week, Carolyn did a great job of talking about breaks as a norm. So a norm is a practice that comes naturally. It's something that's expected of a group, something that's accepted and expected. So for example, in a healthcare setting, when a clinician goes into a patient room, the norm is to wash your hands before you go in and wash your hands afterward. And so today I want to introduce the idea of making breathing a norm. Now, this may sound ridiculous to you, right? Because if we don't breathe, we're not going to be in good shape. But just bear with me. I've got 9 minutes to explain what I mean. So breathing is a well-being strategy. When we are stressed, we tend to hold our breath, which in turn can lead to muscle tightness and headaches, neck pain, shoulder pain, and it can raise our blood pressure. So literally feeling tense, all these muscles tight and holding our breath can perpetuate this feeling of stress. So how many of you remember this slide from episode 2? We often don't stop to think about how we feel. If we did, we'd realize that we're holding our breath often during the day and that our muscles are tight. And so this heightened sense of awareness that we have during the workday because we are doing many things or there's something not working out right, that leads itself to hold this breath. Jennifer is with us today. Jennifer Salavari is a member of the Office of Wellbeing. She's a licensed clinical social worker and she's trained in mindfulness. And Jen is going to lead us through a breathing exercise today. So Jen, I'm going to turn it to you.
Thank you, Dr. Safir. Good morning. So we will move into our practice. I will guide you through, but just know that you're going to be inhaling through your nose for a count of 4. You'll hold your breath for a count of 7, and then you'll exhale out of your mouth for a count of 8, almost like you're blowing out a birthday candle. And with that, we'll begin with a short grounding practice to check in, like Dr. Safir was talking about, to notice how we are feeling. So I invite you to give your eyes a break from the screen. If you're comfortable closing them or just moving your gaze away and really allowing yourself to just settle into the surface beneath you. Feel your feet grounded into the floor. And just find your natural breath. Taking a moment to slow down and tune in. Scan through your physical body and just notice how it's feeling this morning. Noticing any areas that may be holding tightness or tension. And also any areas that may feel relaxed or at ease. Knowing that there's nothing to fix or do, simply noticing. Also take a moment to check in with your mood. How are you today? Seeing if you can label that. Happy, frustrated, anxious, whatever it is, knowing that in this moment, you're doing something good for yourself by being here. Now we'll go ahead and breathe in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out the mouth, exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now go ahead and just settle back into your natural breath and take just a moment to notice how you're feeling now. Noticing if there's anything about how you're feeling now that you'd like to take with you into the rest of your day. And as you open your eyes and bring some movement back into your body, I invite you to set that as your intention. And thank you for practicing.
Thanks, Jen. I know I feel better. I feel less anxious. Thank you. So norms, how do we make a breathing exercise a norm? Well, first, norms don't happen overnight. They can take years to develop. They can take months. So don't expect this to just catch on. There's a few things that we're doing across Johns Hopkins Medicine that we started a couple of years ago. You may have recognized that caricature of the person doing the 4-7-8 breathing. It's on some of the clinical station screensavers. It's also been featured on the LED screens in the Johns Hopkins Medicine facilities. It's been part of manager training, the role of the leader in managing stress. It's in that forum. But there are some things you can do with your team, and we're going to share some of those. So you could distribute a 4-7-8 breathing card. So, sorry. So we have these cards made so they can fit behind your ID badge, and some of you may have them, some of you may not. We have distributed them in various forms over the last 2 years. There could be some still left in the human resource department of your affiliate. We actually just yesterday sent an email out to check on inventory. So if you want to get those for your team, check in with your HR department. And if we find out that they need to be replenished, we're going to send them more. You could lead this breathing exercise with your team. Now, perhaps you don't feel comfortable just jumping in and doing this, or even if you're comfortable doing the 4-7-8 breathing exercise yourself, maybe you think it's better to have someone outside the team do that. And you can do a couple of things. You could go to the Wellbeing menu that's on the Healthy at Hopkins portal. Meg, maybe you could put a link or a PDF in the chat box. You could ask for a meditation, and in the notes ask specifically for a breathing exercise. And actually Jennifer would be the one who would respond to that. Or we're going to have this 10-minute well-being tip. It's being recorded. Eventually, we're going to get it on the Office of Wellbeing website. I know I say that every week. I'm sorry I don't have a date, but we are working on it. When it gets up on the portal, you could just scroll to get me out of the way and get right to Jennifer and play it for your team and do the exercise that way. Don't forget to breathe yourself. You know, it's not necessarily the 4-7-8 breathing technique, which doesn't take a long time. It's very effective. Just try to catch yourself if you're holding your breath and take some breaths. You'll feel better. You'll feel less stressed, and that'll be good for the people on your team. Agenda tip number 12, Mindfulness Monday. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, Jen leads Mindfulness Monday. It's 15 minutes. It often includes a breathing exercise, and it's just a great way to get the same sensation that you got today. So thank you for everybody who has done the surveys in the past. Please go in today. We have a third question. It's about the breathing exercise, so please do that. We're not going to have 10-minute well-being tips next Wednesday. It's the eve of Thanksgiving, so we will be back in 2 weeks, join us when Carolyn Fowler talks about building a sense of community on our teams. And of course, feel free to reach out to us if you have questions or thoughts or comments. Connect with us on social media. We can post for you and what your team's doing, even a breathing exercise, or you can tag us on your own social media feed. And with that, we will go to our question and answer session.